Hello, good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. I don't even know why I chose this topic, to be honest with you. It's a good one, right? But I was surprised when I did some research on compassion, on how many people out there are actually studying this feeling, studying compassion, trying to understand not only what is compassion, but also measure compassion, and it was a lot of things going on this subject. Scientifically speaking. And I would like to share some of these facts with you, starting with what is compassion. And emotion researchers, and that's wonderful to hear, right? There is people that actually research emotions. So they have researchers that researches about sadness and guilt, other ones research about guilt, other ones research about compassion, so then there you go. So they define compassion as the feeling that arises when you are confronted with another suffering and feel motivated to relieve that suffering, okay? So compassion, again, is the feeling. It's a feeling, okay, that arises when we are confronted with another suffering or another person suffering and feel motivated to relieve that suffering. So it's different than empathy, okay? So, and does anybody knows what empathy is compared to compassion? Because the people, those three words that get confused. Compassion, empathy, and altruism. There are three different things. Okay? So, compassion is when you have that feeling when you see somebody suffering and you feel motivated to relieve that suffering. Okay? Empathy is when you have that feeling that you are able to put yourself at somebody else's shoes and you feel the pain and you feel like, oh my God, you know, that person is going through so much, and you have the empathy, but you are not motivated to help or to do anything to relieve that suffering. That's empathy. And altruism is when you do it, but you don't have that feeling. You just do what you have to do without this feeling that arises. You guys get it? Or no? Yes? Connection. So altruism, I see somebody going through a problem or a suffering, and what do? I just go ahead and I help him. It's altruism, okay? But it's only compassion when it comes with the feeling that you put yourself and you really feel with that person and say, you know what, I'm gonna help you. Is that clear? Okay. So, and then there is such a thing as compassion training, which I thought is wonderful, okay? Compassion training can be adopted at any age and involves training the mind to develop specific skills in order to relate to others and to ourselves, because there is such a thing as self-compassion too, and making a conscious effort to think and act in a compassionate manner. So researchers developed this thing called compassion training, because it doesn't matter how compassionate you think you are, you can still train to become more and more compassionate. In a study by Montelau and Caracasadu, that's, it was found that even a short 7-minute intervention was enough to increase feeling of closeness and connection, improve compassion, and life satisfaction when you compare to those who receive no compassionate training. I really like this. I'll tell you why. We here, I don't want to say just the Spiritist Center, but the Western world, where we think that we're gonna change and transform ourselves only by learning something. Okay, this is the culture for most people. They think that if you read a book, okay, and that book is helping you, you think that you're gonna read it, and then something's gonna change on you because you know about this, and you're gonna transform yourself. Now, the people from the Eastern world, now we're talking about India, China, and all those areas there, they think that you need to practice your spirituality, like literally practicing, meaning through meditation, through yoga, and other things that you actually need to in order to transform, to actually work and become this spiritual person that we're all trying to become. And this kind of a training, if you look at it, researchers saying, okay, we came up with this training that if you do this 7 days, a minute, 7 minutes a day, you can actually become more compassionate. So it's the same kind of idea from the Eastern world. It's like, okay, you have to practice. You have to take your time and practice if you want to grow. Okay? And we're going to see some of this training here that actually can make you more compassionate. And when I was reading about that, I realized that also there was training for you to become more patient or to become more calm, with less anxiety. And what are we trying to do is that if we have anxiety, we just want to go to the doctor and take medicine for nothing against it. But we forget that we can do some practicing, some exercising that can actually help us to deal with depression and anxiety. Does that make sense? Okay. So the next question is, now, can compassion be taught and trained? Compassion is a powerful aspect at the human experience and is one that can be trained. Okay? And this is a study from 2013. Suggested that compassion can be cultivated with training and that greater altruistic behavior may emerge from an increased understanding of the suffering of other people. Okay? So we saw that it can be trained. Now we saw that it can also be taught. And for you to actually to become more compassionate, you will need to be taught and trained. So we can use these two amazing tools to actually become more compassionate. And I really like this increasing understanding of the suffering of other people. We don't learn this at school or anywhere, right? And we learn to judge. That we learn. Like, okay, this person is going through this in life because she or he deserves. That we're good at it. But we need to increase the understanding of the suffering of other people. Who are the people? Everybody. And not just justify. Okay, so you see a homeless on the street. What kind of feeling do you feel about empathy, altruism, compassion, nothing? Do we judge? He's probably an alcoholic, or she's probably a troublemaker. What is going on? How do we increase the understanding of the suffering of other people and actually help us to become more compassionate? The way we do it right now, it's kind of cold. Because what we try to do is justify what the other people, why are they suffering, but at the same time saying that they deserve it. You see, when you study social science, for example, you will understand that most of the people that are on the street, they have a serious psychological issue going on. It's not like they're lazy and they don't want to work. There is a lot of things going on that actually that person that you probably didn't go through. And it's very easy for us to say, oh, they're just lazy. Oh, they don't want to work. And you guys are not used to this, but we in Brazil, we see kids on the street that are hungry. We see so many serious scenario, and we learn to be okay with it. And I think the worst is, instead of having compassion, is to justify in a cold way. And even in Spiritism, I see some people doing that. Oh, you have, this thing in your life, it's because in your past life you did something, and there you go. Here it is. Payback time, And we learn to become with this justification, judgmental mechanism around people. And with that, we don't develop compassion, And compassion is a very, very, very important tool. So when we talk about, we need to talk more about the social difference that we have, why other people suffering, why you may go through depression without any kind of help and other people can't, and see and open our mind for that. There is another research in 2008 that examined the effect of compassion meditation on emotional well-being. So there is such a thing as a compassion meditation.
We do here.
Yeah? See? And then their findings suggest that participants who went through compassion meditation practice experience improved daily positive image, reduce depressed symptoms, and increase life satisfaction. There was other studies out there, which I was surprised of the amount of studies that they have on compassion, that actually compassion is good for your autoimmune system. It's good for your high blood pressure. It's good for diabetes. Okay, and they actually did lots of researches on that, because that feeling and the motivation to help others, and then you feel good when you do that. You know, you ended up feeling, did something, because we are all connected. When you understand that we're all connected and we're all one, when we help somebody else, you're kind of helping yourself, actually, because of this connection that we all have. And it's a wonderful, wonderful feeling and action to health, because health-wise is a wonderful thing. Dalai Lama said that the other day that he was so happy with the researches on compassion, because when you tell people to be compassionate because of spiritual reasons, they tend not to listen to you. But when you tell people, hey, have compassion because you're going to feel better, you're going to have less health problems, people seem to pay attention. Unfortunately, those was his words. But it's true. So, how can we best cultivate compassion? Why cultivate compassion? Because you might have moments in your life that you can be very compassionate, okay? But when we cultivate compassion is when we take that moment and we hold that moment in, so we can actually make this, maybe one time a day that I was compassionate, maybe I'm going to be able to do it 2, 3, 4 times to increase the compassion. A growing body of evidence suggests that at our core, most humans have a natural capacity for compassion. Most people do. In fact, this study in 2009 suggested that compassion is a natural and automatically response that has ensured our survival. And it's true. Like, there is a movie about, I forgot the name of the movie, but it's this guy that was, it actually was Dustin Hoffman. If you guys remember the movie, please tell me. He was like a jerk, and but a plane crashed next to him, and he went there, and Hero, yeah. Dustin Hoffman, yeah. And when the plane actually crashed, he went inside and risked his life to save other people's life. But then it was this whole thing. This movie is awesome, that he didn't want to take the credit for. He didn't have the personality to, because he was no hero. He was selfish. He only cared about himself. But in time of need, no matter how selfish you seem to be, for some reason something gets activated on us, and we are able to do and to feel wonderful things. But despite this, everyday stress, social pressure, and life experience in general can make it difficult to experience and fully express compassion to ourselves and to others. Fortunately, we also have the capacity to nurture and cultivate a more compassionate outlook. So, yes, we do have it naturally, but sometimes the stress of life and everything that happens in life kind of block that capability, and then we need to do training. We need to do exercises. We need to do meditations. We need to do a few things to bring that out. So another thing that I thought it was really interesting is the scale. They actually have a scale that measure how compassionate you are. Okay? So are you guys ready? Okay, let me see how compassionate you are. Okay, and those are the questions that they ask, like to measure a few questions. There was more than that, but I couldn't take it all. But I think this one is. So sometimes when people talk about their problems, I feel like I don't care. Okay, how true is that? And then they have a scale from 1 to 10. And you mark, 5, 6. Depend on how. It doesn't ask who are they, okay? Because if it tells it if your son or your daughter or your brother or somebody that you love are talking about the problems, no. You know, people. When people in general talks about their problems, I feel like I don't care. Listen, I'm not saying I don't care. It's different, okay? I feel. See the difference? It's not like you telling me your problems and then I tell you I don't care. No, I don't think most people would never do this here, right?
Be surprised.
Yeah? Well. Okay, then they get like 1, you know? But I feel, you know, like it doesn't move anything inside of me. It doesn't cause anything, you know? Right? I listen, okay? And then another question is, I don't think too much about the concerns of others. Okay? So other people, doesn't concern me. All right. Now see, here we have the think. I don't think too much about the concern of others. Okay? And then another question, another scale is when others feel sadness, I try to comfort them. There is a difference between comfort and give them advice. Okay?
That's most likely what we do.
Advice, nobody wants it.
But that's what we give.
That's not, no, I don't see, unless the people come to you and say, can you give me an advice? Don't waste your time. Okay? Because comfort them is saying, okay, no, I feel you, you know. No, this is should pass. I hope you know, it's different. You go in there, okay? But remember that this compassion, you often when they try to comfort you also feel, but you also wanted to see if you can help to make that person suffering less. And sometimes listen is one of the tools.
Truly listen.
Yeah, truly listen. We're gonna talk about that. So comfort them is not mean giving them the billions of advice that you guys don't even use in your own life. You get it? Because we love to give advice, you know? And
Or judge right there.
Or judge.
I knew if you would have done that.
Yeah, we do that a lot, right?
Yeah.
I told you the
told
person
you.
is going through a lot of things, and then they come to talk to you, and you say, I told you,
Not to do it.
you know, and you went and you did it anyway, and all that. That's not comforting, okay? Comforting is different. And the other question that they ask on this scale is, my heart goes out to people who are unhappy. Okay? So, now I'm going to ask yourself, from a scale from 1 to 10, how compassionate are you? Okay? And of course, there is room to grow.
Always.
Okay? There was room to grow. And then the good news is that we have exercises to do it, that we can do daily, that we can get there because we want to feel good too, right? We want to have the whatever it's back that we get it from being compassion. So the exercises are, some of them, there were actually 12. We're not going to have time to go with everything, but I like this one here. It says that begin each day with compassion in mind. The Dalai Lama begins each day in the same way, every single day. As soon as I wake up, I remember Buddha's teaching, the importance of kindness and compassion, wishing something good for others, or at least to reduce their suffering. Then I remember that everything is interrelated, the teaching of interdependency. So then I set my intention for the day, that this day should be meaningful. Meaningful means, if possible, serve and help others. If not possible, then at least not to harm others. That's a meaningful day. So you wake up every day thinking, bringing compassion to your mind, instead of having your mind going every other way, and then you think of somebody and you just send the compassion, like wishing something good for anybody. Okay? Or you can choose somebody that you love. You can start it right there, and then maybe go to somebody that you do not love. Okay? But the main thing that is, when you wake up in the morning, it's just like the reminder. Just get a reminder. Just remind yourself the importance of kindness and compassion. Because we can go into the autopilot and then, go towards the day. But when you set your intention for that day to be meaningful, you're going to pay more attention to the opportunity that life gives you to actually be more kind and compassionate. The number 2 is volunteer. I guess you all here volunteer, right? Donating your time to a worthwhile cause is just one of the ways you can actually show compassion to others. Volunteer implies hope and is a way to reach out and use your skills to improve the lives of others. Research suggests that compassionate help triggered by volunteer improves stress regulation, immune function, cognitive function, health, and well-being. Okay? So volunteer. Okay? I don't care where. If it's here at the center, even better, we need it. But if not, there is other places there that you can actually volunteer. And then the number 3 is, yes, see, is exactly what you listen. It's listen, but actually listen. Be fully present. Put any distractions away and give your full attention to what's being said. Listening provides relief to those in a world that can be indifferent to suffering. Let them lead the conversation and check in on them at a later time to reinforce the knowledge that you will truly listen. Do we do that? Huh? This is what usually happens. A person comes to talk to us. And if we are an autopilot, a person comes in and then you say, oh, you need to do this and this and this and this. Your life is this and this and this and this and this and this. We barely listen because at the moment that the person starts to talk, we start to judge. And then we have the necessity to give them the solution. It's not because we're bad people. We wanted to help, but we don't understand how to help. So we want to say, you know what, follow this, what I'm saying, and you should be okay, because we want to see the other person actually succeed or happier, right? So this is very, very hard for parents in general, because at the moment that their kids start talking, I don't care how old they are, you have a tendency to go in and give all the advice and solution, and you have to do this and you have to do this but the thing is when we actually listen, we connect. Why we connect? Because we are not judging. The connection is made when you truly listen with empathy and knowing that sometimes that's the only thing that person needs that moment. Sometimes they just want to get out of their chest. Have you guys ever felt this before? Right? And it actually happened to me today. I was kind of upset today, and I actually told a few people at work that I was angry, and I was really angry today. And then after I said it, it was like, okay, I feel better now. I don't want to cultivate this feeling inside, because I'm not stupid. I know what can do to my body, and plus I don't want the vibe, to myself. So I said it, and I actually said that I'm angry. And then I was okay. So I had the two people that would listen, and it was good. And that's what we need. So there is actually 12 exercises. I brought like 4. So the other one is what we do here at the center, which is guided meditation, compassion meditation, and related practice can have many positive outcomes, including increased self-compassion and other focused compassion. Okay? So we will start to have the meditation again on Tuesday. We will talk about this, but it's really, really important to do this. And the next one is take a moment to imagine all the people in the world who may be struggling in the same way that you are. Inhale and think of how you are experiencing the same feelings as others are. Exhale and focus on the compassion you feel both for yourself and for others. That should be easy, right? Okay. Should we try this? Let's go. Let's do this really quick. So let's, with all the struggles that we have in life, let's pick one in our lives, just one, okay? And let's take a moment to imagine all the people in the world that it might be struggling in the same way that we are. Okay, let's close our eyes. Okay, whatever it is that we are feeling, whatever it is that we struggle in life, doesn't have to be a feeling, it can be a situation. And let's imagine of all the people in the world, this huge planet that actually are experience the same feelings. Let's take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. Exhale and focus on the compassion you feel both for yourself and for others. Okay, and we can open our eyes. Why this is important? Because sometimes when we're going through anything in life, we think that we're the only ones that are going through that. And no, you're going to find that a lot of people are going through the same struggle that we are. Okay? And we need to feel compassion for them, but for us too. And when we feel compassion for us, we have the motivation to transform. Remember, when we have self-compassion, we feel the compassion for ourselves, and we feel the motivation to transform and do something about it. Okay? So if I'm suffering from anxiety, for an example, I'm going to have compassion, I'm going to have that feeling, that empathy for myself, but at the same time, I'm going to go look for a different solution to deal with that anxiety. Maybe I'm already on medication, so why not take meditation seriously? No? Or whatever it is, maybe a presence exercise, when you walk in nature and you're really present. Something different. Okay? And that can actually change. And then there is a small guided meditation that would take you 7 minutes. And the way in one of the meditation that we can do is focus on the breathe for a little while, and then you think about that particular person, and then you bring that image to, or it can be you, but usually somebody started with somebody that you love, and then you bring them, then what you do is you imagine a gold light coming from your heart. And when you see the gold line, you actually imagine that golden line going exactly to that person. And then you say a few things. May this person feel the blast. May this person feel the health. May this person feel the love. May this person feel the kindness. And anything that we, that we may wish for that person. And we stay there a little, just connected to that person, to our heart chakra, and then connect it. But the secret to this meditation is that you need to actually focus on your breath long enough to when you bring that person to your mind, you actually start to feel the love that you have for that person. And then after you have that feeling, then you create the light and send it to that person. Okay? And you can start with that person, and you can go for maybe somebody that you don't like, then you can go for and do that for a city, for a state, for your planet, for whatever it is. Imagine if we have like a few thousands of people doing this every day, for whatever reasons, We can do wonderful things. We can do wonderful things. And I want to ask you guys, have you ever experienced compassion? Did you remember? You did? Okay. Isn't it wonderful? Wonderful sensation. Wonderful. Remember, it's not altruism, compassion. Because compassion comes with a feeling. And then the action too. Not to solve the person's problem. We're not going to do that. We wish we could. To lessen their suffering somehow. Somehow. Because we can't really do everything. But we can do something. And when you actually do it and you feel everything, it's like you're walking in clouds, and it's this wonderful feeling that, in my opinion, we should be having more often. Imagine if we feel this at least, 10, 15 minutes every single day. It'll be that time of the day that you just, feel this wonderful feeling. That's why when you do compassion meditation, you not only do imagine that person in love, you also send her something. Because compassion is feeling and action. Two things. And the reason why United States is one of the biggest resources of the world. You know, when you go to other countries, even Europe, you don't see the amount of luxury that we have it here. The center AC, all the resources that we have it here in this country is unimaginable to a lot of people in the world. And why is that United States is one of the biggest country in the world with depression and anxiety? It's not politics. It's not whoever is the president of the United States. It's not the economy that makes people healthy, less depressed, or more anxious. It's the lack of compassion that does this to us. So, like Dalai Lama said, if you want to be happier, healthier, compassion is the way. It's not because the spiritual leaders are saying, it's science saying that as more as you disconnect to people, more alone, more depressed, you're going to feel. So thank you very much for listening, and Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Great talk, Peter.
Much, Ionara, for such a beautiful topic to bring to us. I love this topic. I actually learned about this compassion with the Spiritism, and then later on studying on the positive psychology. Those topics, compassion, that everybody was, with those studies. I was like, yes, the spirits, the spiritual leaders, everybody's talking about this since. But now that science is supporting this idea, hopefully we'll wake up as we, as humanity, will wake up to the topic. There are some scientists that say that without compassion, there will be no humanity as we know. We will disappear. We're waiting for the slides, but just to say that we're going to have a yard sale this Saturday. So if you'd like to volunteer, it's going to be on Friday night here to sort out the beginning of the year. People are traveling, and we have lack of the group. It's a beautiful group, and they come together. They're like little ants and little bees. They come together and they do this wonderful work. But because of the beginning of the year, we really need volunteers. So it's on Friday night at 6 p.m. We will be sorting out the items here in this room, and then Saturday morning we bring all the items outside. So if you would like to give us a help, that would be wonderful. So we start the year now. We having the public meetings on Mondays at 8 p.m. and Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. with translation. Please come and and bring someone that you know to those very interesting topics. And we talk about spirituality and how you can develop your, have your spiritual development. So every Wednesday, as today, we have 8 p.m. This is not the one? No. Okay, so it's okay. So we have the meetings. It's now, as usual, Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, and we will continue to have our dinner on Saturday, and we also going to have the study groups starting in Portuguese on the Spirits book in Portuguese, and we're going to have I don't know if Yonara wants it to be translated, there will be a direct writing training, Can we translate that to English? Okay. So if you want to come, so it's going to be wonderful. 8 weeks training, and it's going to be on Tuesday at 7 p.m. And it's going to be here. And it's going to be beautiful because you're going to learn how to get in tune with the spirituality, with yourself, so you can do the direct writing. So it's an amazing one. Okay? So we got, this is the one. Every Monday, Saturday, okay? And we have the spiritual treatment tomorrow at 7 p.m. It's a 6-week program. And the yard sale. That's going to be now. And on Tuesday, we're going to have back our meditation in English. Just so you know, we have all sort of meditation. We have metta meditation, which is the one that Yonara was talking about, the one that we think we send out compassion to people, to ourselves, and to others. We also have self-compassion meditation, all different kinds of self-compassion, all sort of that self-compassion. We have mindfulness meditation. So we have, every week we have a different meditation. It's all based on positive psychology studies, which I went to in SFSU, San Francisco State University. And we have it here in our meditation. And we also have visualization, a little bit of visualization. We have breath work in the beginning, and then we have the compassion or meditation or the self-awareness. We have all sort of meditation, very good ones. And then we have a little bit of visualization in our meditation. They're really good. People that come, they love it. So I invite you to come, and it's free. It's free. So we're going to announce that. Because we were on Tuesday, and then we went to Wednesday, but then we will go back to Tuesday because back to, I don't know when, Tuesday, right? Because we need more time. They're saying it's too short. Half an hour is too short. So we would do for 45 minutes. It's all guided, and it's really good. Yes, the Wednesday we have different groups here studying how to develop their spirituality. So stay tuned because we will be announcing everything. And I already said that. And the magnetized water for us. You already know where to place it. And if you have any other questions, just let us know. So I invite you to a short prayer so we can practice a little bit more, a short self-compassion and compassion meditation. So I invite you to close your eyes just for a few seconds, really, and ask you to find your breath. Because when we find our breath, we find ourselves in here, in this room. We get in tune with our essence, with our inner world. Let's see if we can offer some compassion towards ourselves, our body, our life. Let's see if we can offer some compassion towards our spiritual family that is here present with us. We are grateful that they are always supporting us, inspiring us, rooting for us on a daily basis. So we continue to move on with our lives and take the courage to overcome our challenges in life. Let's see if we can show some compassion for this place, for the spirit mentors of this house, all the different spiritual workers of this house, those that work with the magnetism, the spiritual surgery, the study groups, the spiritual treatment that we have here on Thursday, and all the other works that we develop in the house. We are so grateful and thankful for this wonderful work, and we want to be part of it. May we find the peace and the happiness within we are looking for every day, little by little, toward our spiritual development. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, good spirits. So be it.